Okay, so for chapter 2, I kind of made this web-looking thing. I kind of put in the things I thought was interesting and the stuff that I thought would be important to know as a teacher. Teachers should really be watching their students' behavior and the way they're acting to see if it's healthy or unhealthy. And if it's not healthy, they should try to bring them to a counselor or a guidance counselor so they can get help. As school nurses, the school nurses are there to advocate for the students and the school staff. The average nurse to student ratio is about 1 to 750, which is pretty outrageous. Sometimes in a small school district, many only have one nurse for elementary, middle, and high school. The best state ratio is Vermont, and that's 1 to 311. And then the worst is Michigan with 1 to 4,836 students, which that's just outrageous. So then we can move to a full service school, which I thought was interesting because full service schools are schools that attempt to link the delivery of a full scoop of education, social, and health services through the partnership and between the school and community, which I thought was really interesting. So if it's a low income state or town, they try to make sure the students have what they need so the students can be healthy. And then I really thought the physical conditions were all very important for students and their health. So we talk about school size. I grew up in a very small school, which helped me academically because if a school's too big or a classroom has too many students in it, the teacher can't give the individual help that one student needs because this teacher's trying to help all the other students. The lighting is key to the general well-being of students and teachers because they're both spending many hours in one classroom. If the lighting is poor, the students can experience fatigue, eye strain, blurry vision, headaches. So you really don't want your students or yourself to be doing that all day. And then I thought the color choices were interesting because you want someone to walk in and feel like, oh, this is a good school. You want to make the space, the school, pleasing and stimulating for everyone in it. Obviously, the temperature is a huge thing in a classroom because if it's too hot, the students and the teachers are going to feel tired and it's going to deplete their energy. If it's too cold, the students and the teachers are not going to be able to focus because they're going to be focusing on how cold it is. Noise control, if it's too noisy in a room, obviously they're not going to be able to focus. It may lead to feelings of anxiety, irritation, and frustration or fatigue if a student's trying to focus and they can't. And some things to control the noise are carpeting and ceiling insulation, which that can be pretty pricey, so it really depends on the school. The sanitation is a huge thing in any kind of school. It prevents infection and illness. By law, a school has to be sanitary in most states, and they get inspections regularly to make sure the school is clean. And then the last one is accessibility, which is obviously important, so all students can get around the school. It's usually installation of kind of equipment, so like ramps, wider doorways, and elevators so students can get around. And then positive emotional environment obviously is really important, because when a student feels emotionally safe in an environment, non-threatening, whatever, it promotes health and learning. And obviously you want your students to be learning and active, and yeah. And then the last thing I thought was interesting, because I'm a PE teacher and I think this is very important, is healthy eating and nutrition. So this starts with the school, the parents, the teachers, the administrators, to kind of get the students on the right track of eating and giving them the information they need to do so. So yeah, that's what I thought was interesting. So